Hey Pugh crew, welcome back. We're in that weird time of year between Christmas and New Year's where you start reflecting on the previous year and then start getting excited about all the things you're gonna do in the upcoming year. So what we figured we'd do in today's video is talk about 3 things that we enjoyed the most in 2021 and then talk about 3 things that we are looking forward to at Universal Orlando in 2022.
2021 was full of firsts for us in the theme parks, and one of the things that we finally got to experience for the first time was Volcano Bay. We know that it's been open since 2017, but we finally got to experience it and we absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and before we continue, I did want to mention that there's not really like a set list here, like it's not like 3, 2, 1. Actually, there is. The first one is probably our favorite experience that we've had.
Yeah, we agreed on that one.
But like the other ones, we just couldn't really decide. We're terrible about picking like and agreeing on something, so it gets kind of hard. From perfect example, like between us, which one's your favorite? 3, 2, 1.
You.
Me. That was okay. Plans don't work sometimes.
But anyway, we had several trips that something just went wrong. One of them, the parks completely shut down for a little while. We had one trip canceled and we had another trip shortened, and then we got rained out another time. So we had tried to go to Volcano Bay in the past, but we enjoyed it so much. We actually only got to spend one day at Volcano Bay, and after that one day, we've already decided when we renew our passes this upcoming year, we're going to upgrade them to the 3-park option so that we can return to the water park. But since this is one of our favorites, I think we should talk about our favorites within the favorite. So what did you enjoy the most at Volcano Bay?
Just the atmosphere, really. We've talked about this with other people. As you're coming down, I guess I-4 or whatever this right there, you can see the parks. Like you can see the volcano, you can see Volcano Bay. So yeah, you know it's right there on the interstate. But once you're actually inside of there, you have no clue unless you're up on one of the really tall slides. Like once you're up there, you can kind of see things. But yeah, you actually feel like you're kind of on like a tropical island, like Hawaii or something like that. And it's beautiful. Like it's kind of surreal being there. Also, the lazy river that's like not so lazy, the fast one.
The Fearless River.
Fearless River, that thing is incredible. Like we kept finding excuses. We'd do like a couple laps and we're like, oh, we missed our exit, might as well do another one. And then we just used it as our way to get around the parks. Like, oh yeah, it's probably quicker if we take the Fearless River. So yeah, we stayed in that thing probably more than anywhere else in the park.
It was so much fun, but we didn't do any kind of like homework before we went to Volcano Bay, so we literally had no idea what to expect. And one of the things that like I was super impressed by was the aqua coaster.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was a lot of fun.
I didn't even know that was a thing, so that was a ton of fun. We also really enjoyed the Tapu Tapu system and like the Tap to ride. It was so much fun not having to wait in line and just like showing up when it was your turn to ride, because then instead of standing in line, we got to go be in the Fearless River, which was also my absolute favorite thing. I could spend all day in there. Our next favorite from 2021 that's tied in second place with Volcano Bay is Halloween Horror Nights. Of course, we always enjoy HHN, but this year was extra special with it being an anniversary year and after the event was canceled in 2020. There were several houses this year that we were so impressed with, and a few that even made our all-time favorites list.
HHN 30 was just, it's a special event. Opening night was magical because of like the pent-up demand, even though it rained. And when I say rained, it rained. So it was kind of miserable in that aspect. It was just like I said, once again, the atmosphere. I'm big on wanting to just feel immersed, and it was just a special night for a lot of people. The event was truly missed in 2020, and so it's just something that we hope we never have to experience again, but we're glad we got to experience an opening weekend after a year away from the event. Also, Wicked Growth. I couldn't talk about this without talking about Wicked Growth.
Yeah.
Possibly my favorite house ever. It's definitely in the top 3.
Yeah.
I love the house. We loved it so much that the last night that we were at the event, we went through it 6 times.
I absolutely loved Wicked Growth as well. It's definitely up there on my all-time favorites list as well. Another house that I really enjoyed this year was Puppet Theater. I don't know that it made that list, but it has two of my favorite scares ever. That mirror scare and the wardrobe scare, they literally got me every single time. Also, Hill House, we had just finished watching the series, and like there's just something special about like watching something on TV and then like seeing it come to life in front of you. So I really enjoyed that house as well. But I think my favorite thing, or at least my fondest memory from HHN this past year, was that banh mi sandwich.
Leave it to Anna for her fondest memory to be a sandwich, a chicken sandwich from the event.
It was so good. Maybe it was just like the situation in which we had it.
It was good.
We hadn't eaten like all day and we were so hungry, and that like Asian like fried chicken sandwich, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the second and third time that we had it, we had eaten all day and you still enjoyed it. So I don't think that was necessarily the reason.
Our unanimous favorite thing from the Universal Orlando Resort in 2021 had to be the opening of the Velocicoaster. There was so much hype for the grand opening of this ride, especially with the constant updates and progress that we could see being made, and the Velocicoaster did not disappoint. This ride is absolutely fantastic, and we've said it before, but it is now our favorite coaster in the parks. The top hat is absolutely amazing, the launches are incredible, and the Mosasaurus roll literally feels like it's going to dump you in the water.
I am certain that eventually I will go skipping across that lagoon.
So for Velocicoaster, I already know your answer to this, but let's talk about our favorite seats to ride in.
Oh, that's easy. Row 6, the left seat. No, it honestly kind of depends on the time of day. For me personally, at night, I love riding in the front row, but for all the thrills and even at night sometimes, but during the day, the last row is just the best. The top hat is an experience. In row 12, it's something else.
I completely agree. You actually stole like all of my answer. During the daytime, I want to be in the back because that last row, it whips you around a lot more.
You feel like you're gonna die on those rides.
It's a lot more fun when you're on the front row during the day. Like the top hat, it just seems like you go like almost in slow motion over the top. But when it's dark outside, roller coasters are almost like a totally different experience. At night, it's almost like riding a dark ride with the lights on. But at night, I absolutely want to be like in the front or like the first like 2 or 3 rows because the views are incredible. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, if you would, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. We talk about all things theme parks here, so if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Okay, so we've talked about our top 3 favorites from 2021, so now we're gonna talk about some of the things we're excited for that are coming to the parks in 2022. These are in no particular order, but the first thing we're gonna talk about is some of the news and announcements that we're expecting to get in this next year. As we're sure you've heard by now, Shrek 4D is scheduled to close permanently in January, and Universal has yet to announce what's going to take its place. Several people, including ourselves, have speculated on what we think might replace Shrek 4D, but we don't officially know yet, and we are so excited to find out what's coming to Universal Studios.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that they will have time to tear down Shrek 4D and then get another ride. Like, they're not going to tear down the building. The building's going to stay, but gut it and then put a new ride in during 2022. No. But we should get the announcement, which is what we're most excited about. I mean, a new ride coming to the parks? Come on, Anna was excited about a chicken sandwich. So yeah, we're definitely excited about a new ride.
Universal also announced that the Fear Factor live show would not be returning to the parks. Not that we expected it to, but we do expect that something is going to take its place in studios, and we are so excited to find out what. I think the rumor for a long time has been that it could potentially be made into like more of Harry Potter world, with Diagon Alley and London being right there, and we are all here for that.
Yeah, so it would make sense for it to just be an expansion of the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
It's right there by London. Like, it doesn't really make sense. It's also probably slightly, like marginally bigger draw than Fear Factor is. Like if they had something Harry Potter. It's been a rumor for a long time. So, you know, we're not going to believe anything until we see them put it up and it's like, hey, this is coming in 2029 or whenever it'll be there. But yeah, we're extremely excited about the possibilities.
The second thing we're excited for next year is ride reopenings. There are currently 2 attractions that are shut down for maintenance / refurbishment in Islands of Adventure, and they are the Carousel and Poseidon's Fury. Now I know those aren't 2 of like the more popular attractions in the parks, but I was actually really sad when I found out Carousel was closing.
Yeah.
I love like just taking a minute to like get off our feet and sit on that. It's honestly been a very long time since we've, I guess, attended a showing of Poseidon's Fury, so I guess I'm excited to do that when it reopens.
Might as well be excited for it. I mean, people still ride Small World, so I don't know why we wouldn't be excited about Poseidon's Fury. Like, it gets a lot of flack, but it's a change of pace in the parks, so yeah, definitely excited about that. But the one that we're actually excited about is over in Studios, and that is Revenge of the Mummy.
Revenge of the Mummy is closing down for an extensive refurbishment in January of this upcoming year, but it is expected to be back open by late summer 2022, and we cannot wait to see what they do with this ride. It's to the point that it desperately needs some help, and we are so excited.
Yeah, so it's getting a little rough, and like we've talked about in vlogs and stuff, it seems like it's slowing down. There's just some things. Animatronics are brutal, to say the least. But this is the same thing that happened with Hulk back in 2017-ish over in Islands. Just basically like, we're hoping it's a rebuild of what's currently there, like upgrading the graphics, which they've already done a little bit, and those are fantastic. So I'm really excited to see all of it like put together. There's a few things I don't want to be taken away.
Yeah.
We'll just see, but we are excited about the future of Revenge of the Mummy.
The last thing we're excited for in 2022, well, it's actually a few different things, but it's all of the seasonal festivities in the parks. Of course, we just got the announcement recently that Mardi Gras is returning in full swing this year, and that does mean that the concerts are coming back, and we are so excited. But I think the thing that I'm most excited for at Mardi Gras this year is the food.
Yeah, chicken sandwich once again. No, the food was incredible at the event earlier this year. I mean, honestly, one of the best food festivals we've ever been to in a theme park.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of the way that Universal's been trending with that event, so super pumped for Mardi Gras. And once again, the atmosphere. The concerts are awesome, but the parade, such a good time. Excited about getting some beads. We're just pumped for this, and it's during one of our favorite times of the year to visit. So yeah, add all that together, we're extremely excited for Mardi Gras.
And if we're talking about seasonal things in the parks, of course we have to mention
Arbor Day.
HHN.
Oh.
We're always excited for Horror Nights. We love Halloween and we love spooky season. And I'm actually really excited to get back to an event that has more of the IPs this year that we love, or at least that I love.
Yeah, so I guess 30 was your first anniversary year, so it is more catered towards like the long-term fans, but, and I know you do love your like Stranger Things houses and stuff, and they're all good. And yeah, so 31's set to be a great event with some of the returns of probably Stranger Things. The funny thing is, I guess since Christmas is over technically, it's spooky season again, and we should start seeing announcements before you know it for the event in 2022. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know, what's your chicken sandwich of 2022?
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. Oh, bomb me.